Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the March 28th edition of Carolina Week, Women's Week is in full swing on campus. We'll show you the effort to take back the night.
Spring is in the air, but some folks don't get to enjoy the outdoors because of pollen.
In sports, the Carolina women are headed to the Final Four, and just being there isn't enough for this group of talented athletes.
Weathercaster Laura Pagano is here with your Carolina Week 4-day forecast.
All that and a look at some thrill seekers' delights. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week. I'm Kate Schoen.
And I'm Alex Villarreal. Let's get right into it. Deshaun Brown joins us with highlights from last night's women's basketball win, which propelled the Heels into their second straight Final Four.
That's absolutely right. You know, ladies, big-time games call for big-time performances, and Carolina definitely got a big-time performance from its big girl down low. The Tar Heels were led by a dominating effort from Erlana Larkins. She controlled the inside. Here she gets the basket and one. Larkins led a run at the top of the second half with 8 of the team's first 10 points. She finished with a career-high 29, but Larkins wasn't all offense. Here, she creates a turnover almost at midcourt, and Larkins also finished with 10 rebounds and was named the most outstanding player of the regional. Check that out. The Tar Heels will need more of the same from Larkins as they head to their second straight Final Four. And ladies, we'll have a lot more highlights coming up in sports.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Deshaun.
Well, in the midst of this celebration, the university is still reeling after the death of student Jason Ray, our very own Ramsey's mascot. Ray was struck by an SUV outside of his hotel in New Jersey, where he was set to perform with the men's basketball team in the NCAA tournament. He died Monday morning. A memorial service scheduled for tonight on the steps of Memorial Hall has been postponed so his parents can attend. The family will hold a viewing and visitation from 6 to 9 p.m. Friday at Concord First Assembly Church. The funeral is set for Saturday at 11 a.m.
Today, a pro-life student group is showing a controversial display in the lower quad. Members of Carolina Students for Life say they believe abortion is like genocide, and they use graphic photos of aborted fetuses to support their argument. Some students stopped to talk about the display with CSFL members, while others walked by unfazed. But those who did look seemed to have trouble looking away. CSFL President Ashley Tyndall says she wants the display to spark conversation about abortion, regardless of which side you're on.
Just basically talk about it. Abortion is so far underground, you just talk about it and let your opinions be known.
The display will remain in the quad throughout the day.
UNC students frequently lend their voices to important causes. As the sun went down on Tuesday night, those voices rose to show support for sexual assault victims. About 100 students took part in the annual Take Back the Night rally. It started on the steps of Wilson Library with a speech from Ruth Smith, who was raped as a UNC undergrad in 1991. Students then went on a candle-lit march through the campus to Franklin Street in hopes of increasing awareness of sexual violence. Event organizer Emily Dunn says the night is always a great success.
It's really a big show. It's to get the word out and get people involved in what's going on and maybe create a few more Haven allies to help out survivors.
Other Women's Week events include a women's health fair on Thursday from 11 to 2 in the Union, a lecture by the author of Female Chauvinist Pigs, Ariel Levy, on Thursday at 7 p.m. in Chapman, and on Friday, a panel discussion on ways for you to mentor other women. That's at 3 in Carroll Hall. On Tuesday, Take Back the Night organizer Emily Dunn received a university award for the advancement of women. The award came for her work with the Take Back the Night event, as well as Project Dinah, which educates men and women about sexual assault and prevention.
The names of Holocaust victims are echoing through the pit as part of Holocaust Remembrance Week. The reading of names began Tuesday at noon and continued throughout the night. Volunteers took 5-minute shifts and called out thousands of names, still only a small portion of the more than 6 million who died. People have been reading the names at UNC for 10 years. This butterfly sculpture rested in the pit to symbolize other recent genocides, including the conflict in Darfur. Organizer Stephanie Barish says it can be too easy to forget the horror of the Holocaust.
I feel like a lot of, Americans who aren't from Europe at all, it's very easy for them to forget. It's World War II. It's just history to them.
The reading ended at noon today. Holocaust Remembrance Week goes until Friday, and for more information about the rest of this week's events, go to carolinaweek.org.
A former president of Brazil wants to teach students a different perspective about Latin America. During a lecture at the Stone Center, Fernando Cardoso touched on industrialization and globalization. He says governments of developing nations must be involved with the economy for those countries to compete in the world marketplace. He also says there are ways for the United States to improve relations with its neighbors to the south.
The matter is that the flow of information is still very low. We have to continue to have more news, more information, and to ask Americans to come to Latin America and vice versa to know better each other.
Cardoso was president of Brazil from 1995 until 2003.
Well, it's definitely a great time to be outside with temperatures in the 80s and lots of sunshine.
But the warm weather also brings lots of pollen. Coming up, some people are affected so badly they hate to see spring coming, and this year the problem started earlier than usual.